What's up, brothers? Hope everyone's doing well out there. I'm out here having my morning pre-workout, and I wanted to come out here and shoot the shit with you guys for a little while before I go out and get my day started. And what I want to talk about in this morning's video is dating apps, what they're actually for, and why, even if you're a good-looking, attractive person, you're probably not getting very good results. You know, there's a reason for all that. So first of all, you have to understand what the purpose of dating apps is. And you could compare it to a video game console. What do you think the purpose of an Xbox or a PlayStation is? Obviously it's to make money, but you know, what's their strategy? Their strategy is to tap into your desire to explore. So you buy the console, you start playing the game, you're exploring, and it's satisfying this human desire to explore. You're not actually exploring anything, you're not actually discovering anything, but it's satisfying that basic need. And the more addicting it is, the more time you spend playing it, the more money they make. Dating apps are the exact same way. You kind of have to understand that. And you may go on these dating apps, and if you've been in the same city for several years, you know, maybe 6 years ago you were on a dating app, 3 years ago you were on a dating app, today you got on a dating app, it's pretty likely that you see the same exact faces, you know, as long as you're still in that local environment. And those people that you see on the apps that are always there, they're playing the game, okay, just like a video game. So the dating app's whole goal is to tap into your desire to explore the dating market without actually having you explore the dating market. So people are going on there and, you know, they have this desire to explore whatever it is you want to explore. You know, maybe you're into European women, maybe you're into South American women, whatever. So you go on the app and you explore and you find what you're looking for. You talk a little bit, and just like the video game, when you shut it off, when you close the app, you get back to normal life. You know, and it's as if it never happened. It's fantasy. You know, it taps into this desire for you to explore without ever actually exploring. Now, typically you'll have two different types of people on dating apps. You'll have, and it's just like two different types of people you'll have on video games. You'll have people that play it for a little while, they get bored of it, and they just decide, you know what, I want to go out there in the real world and actually discover things, actually explore. And then you have people that just continuously play the game, and they stay trapped in that loop. If you're an extremely good-looking person on a dating app, it's like you have a maxed out score in a dating or on a video game. So maybe you get more matches, you get more conversation, but for the most part, in terms of finding a relationship or even getting laid, it's not going to be that high of a percentage. It's just the way it is. You know, if you want to actually accomplish something like that, you got to get off the app and go out there in real life. Just like, you know, you can play a video game that is, you know, some like strategy game where you have to build up. I don't really understand video games, I don't play them, but you know, you have to build up something and accomplish something to become good enough to win the game. You're not actually building yourself up, you're not actually accomplishing anything. You're just stimulating your brain's desire to accomplish things. I don't know. You know, dating apps are just going to do that same thing for you. And most of the people that fall into that trap, it's almost like a purgatory. You know, it's like they're just continuously trapped in that space. most of them, they have tendencies of avoidant personalities. They're avoidant of relationships because they have a desire to explore the dating market and get basic needs met, like conversation and socializing. And they go on the apps and they get those basic needs met. But, they don't actually want a real relationship because they have the desire to explore, but they also have a tendency to choose the path of least resistance. So they do a little bit of exploring on the internet, and then they get that basic need met, and through the path of least resistance, and then they shut it off. So if you're getting ghosted or flaked on a lot, I think that's normal. I can say in the early stages of dating apps, before they were quite as addicting as they are now, before all this swiping and stuff, you used to go on there and search. So let's say you live in Dallas, Texas, or Mesquite, Texas. You would search 5 miles from Mesquite, Texas, put in the age range, the body type, the ethnicity, whatever it is you want, and you would find only those results. And then you would very quickly escalate things, get the phone number, go on a date. And, they actually made sense back then. But the game that you're playing now is all this swiping and, it's different. They've changed the apps. And it's now a video game designed to keep you addicted to it without ever actually putting the controller down and going out there and making it happen in real life. That's the game, man. So the people you see on the dating apps consistently, they're trapped in that game. Just something to think about. So if we did away with dating apps, then what would the path of least resistance be for you to go out there and explore the dating market? Well, it would be to, even if you're in a city where you have no friends, you know nobody, you just packed up and moved to a new place, you would go out to a sports bar by yourself, grab a drink, talk to the old truck driver sitting next to you, flirt with the bartender. Maybe you'd fail, maybe nobody would like you, but you'd go back the next week. Maybe you'd change the way you dress, maybe you'd change a little bit about your social skills. You'd tweak yourself to, succeed in that area, just like you do in a video game. You experiment with what works and what doesn't work, and then eventually you get good at it. So, the same thing could apply to internet porn, right? The most insidious thing about internet porn is what it's doing is tapping into your desire to explore the sexual side of things, to explore sexually. If there was no porn, your imagination would carry you. So you would imagine what it would be like to be with that girl down the street, right? And then you would create a situation where you would talk to the girl down the street. Maybe you'd go for a jog and you'd see her sitting out there and you'd talk to her. And you'd try to escalate things. But with internet porn, you see that hot girl down the street. Oh, she has blonde hair, blue eyes, big tits. Well, then you go on the internet and you do a porn search, blonde hair, blue eye, big tits. And you explore that sexually. So again, it's just keeping you hooked into it without ever actually really exploring. And I know this is sort of common sense and common knowledge to a lot of people, but as the world changes, and we used to believe that this stuff was like a Black Mirror episode, right? Like, humans are never going to be living in these pods and strapped up to virtual reality and, all this weird technological shit, but I mean, we're pretty much there. We're getting there. Right now it's still optional, but as we proceed, it's becoming more and more normalized, and who knows what'll happen. But as of right now, that's essentially what these vices are used for. They just want to keep you addicted to them. They're not actually really getting you results. So think about that. It's okay to use dating apps. Occasionally you might hook up. On a very rare occurrence, maybe a couple actually meets each other and they have a good relationship, but that's rare. Very rare. So, even if you're a good looking guy or you're an ugly guy or whatever the hell, don't sweat it. If you're getting flaked on, getting ghosted, you're not getting the results you want, makes sense. That's the intent. That's what the app intends. So that's my thoughts on the dating apps. Hope this video was somewhat informative, and that's about it for today, guys. Until next time, see ya.